So I'm back from the trip, man. Went to Vegas. And I gotta be honest with you. This is my opinion because I am totally a different person than you. If whoever may even watch this. My opinion of Vegas, I really didn't like it. This is my second time going out there. And I'm gonna explain why why it was pretty it's really like soft core porn. Like for America, it's like if you've never been out, if you happen to live in the States and you live in America your whole life, Vegas is probably the most hardcore you can get within America. But once you get out to the rest of the world and the real world and you see Vegas, Vegas equivalent Vegas to like, the deep shit you can get into in other countries and shit like that. Vegas is really soft core porn. It really is. Like, okay, so my experience of it was the first time I went out there, with a different buddy of mine. And I don't know if he's already been out there or not. But I went out there with him and um and to be honest with you, and we talked about it. Me and him talked about it right as we got there. This was about 4 years ago. After looking around for 20 minutes, it's really like, you really don't. It's not anything to really look at. It's the same shit. It's just, casino, bright lights, casino, bright lights. Every now and then there's a cute girl who's a waitress or whatever you call it, bar, cocktail waitress, whatever the fuck. And it's just like the name kind of more sells it more than anything. Unless you're like big into gambling or something like that. Unless you're big into gambling. Well, now marijuana is legal, so you can just walk in a store and buy marijuana now. But okay, so back to the first time I went. First time I went is about 4 years ago with another buddy of mine. I had a little fun. But even then, like I said, we talked about it while we were there. It really wasn't that great. After 20 minutes, you can kind of gauge the gist of the whole place, and it's just not, it's not, this mind blowing place. Like I said, unless I'm sure for some of you may believe it is. I don't know. Me and him at the time, especially, I clearly remember after 20 minutes of looking around, I was pretty much done with it. So after that first trip to Vegas was done, I think the week later after that, I went to South America. I went to Argentina, and I'm going like Brazil and Uruguay, and did coke down there, because ordering coke down there is like ordering fucking pizza. It's like nothing. So we did, and that's how I found out about coke dick. Coke dick is real. Like you cannot maintain. Well, I could not maintain an erection after doing too much coke, and it's like nothing you can do about it. It's the weirdest shit. Yeah, so I went to Argentina, came back, and a month later, that's when I flew to Europe. And I went to Europe. I got married to a European woman. I owned my first BMW while I was in Europe. I seen the brothels, which the brothels are just like, at this point, that's the best I've seen. Was the brothels in Europe, more specifically Prague. The Prague brothels are just amazing. For the quality of women you're getting, like there, you would spend tens of thousands of dollars on that quality woman in America, because America is just fucking retarded. That's a whole other story. So to continue my story, I had traveled to, I don't know, I had driven to Vienna. I had driven to Austria, Vienna, Poland, Germany. I stayed in Scotland. I went to Argentina, Buenos Aires. I went to Brazil, like briefly went to Brazil. We like went through Uruguay. Like I had done all this. So by the time, like, so now I go back out to Vegas now. And like, honestly, that shit it put me to sleep, to be honest with you. Like, it sounds fucking shitty, but that's the reality. Like, unless you like to gamble, and there are some guys who like, if you're that kind of dude who just sits on his smartphone and plays blackjack and shit like that, or like Texas Hold'em against computers and be winning, then you might really enjoy Vegas. You mess around and go to Vegas and get your, you know what I'm saying, and come back with a profit, including the cost and travel expenses. If you that type of dude, go for it. Now I say the only real benefit to going is either if you like to gamble, one or two, um, you really want to try some legal weed. Because I think I got some edibles, and the boy that went with this last time, man, he got a bunch of random shit. But I just got some edibles, and it fucked me up because I'm not a smoker. But I tried it since it was legal in Vegas, whatever. But other than that, man, like it just really wasn't. Like honestly, it really put me to sleep. To be honest with you, like I said, it's just nothing but just casinos. Like I said, another thing, like okay, from my standpoint, I'm looking at it from like the more worldly kind of view of the reality of every big city and the common thing. Like big cities are fucking traps for a lot of people, man, and you really see it with the people who work in them because like the people who work in them, they're usually fucked up. Like it's a reason why they're there, and like all that shit just like really. Another thing I didn't like about Vegas is like the graduation rates of colleges. Like I really just don't care a lot. I just don't care about nothing, anything in Vegas. I wouldn't want to live there. Like the graduation rates in college is abysmal. At UNLV, it's a joke. Like there's just no like it's the same effect as like New York City, but the difference with New York City is there is a lot of money. I mean, there's a lot of money in Vegas too, but New York City is like its own fucking thing, and it really is something special. Vegas is just not really like okay. The graduation rates are horrible, so that tells you that most of the people there either uh acknowledge okay, anybody who has any intelligence who lives there will either acknowledge my point of it of oh well yeah, this college is fucking pathetic, I'm leaving this fucking state and going somewhere else, or it's the other end of it, the young and dumb. They're walking around being waiters and waitresses making $8 an hour, but they get to say I live in Las Vegas, and they fuck around and end up 35 years old, and all they know how to do is ask if you want more fries with your cheeseburger. So it's like I just can't. There's nothing. Well, New York City, a place like New York City, is very dirty. Like they try to show these glamorous shots of it, but it's a very dirty place. Um, in relation to other places in America, it's a dirty place. But there is like there's hope. There's ability to network to do stuff like Vegas. I just don't see any of that in Vegas. It's really a fucking vacuum. And to fuel my point of the vacuum, most of the time, whenever a music artist goes there, pay attention to this shit. Whenever a musical artist goes there, they very rarely make it out in a positive way. Once they get sucked into Vegas, they don't make it out. Like they usually get stuck because the money's good. Because like I said, because the name Vegas, it sells itself around the world. Everybody knows Las Vegas. Everybody knows. So the name will sell itself. So it just constantly flies in people every fucking day, every day. And then the musicians there, they just make money off of it. But it's really sad. Like that whole lifestyle, like impersonating someone on the street. Like I just find that shit to be really sad, man. Like how sad is your life to the point where your life goal is to imitate somebody else for a living? Like that's fucked up. Like really think about the moral in that, the personal moral in that. You are so fucking lost in life that you would rather dress up like somebody else with what they did with their life and make money based off of what they did with their life. They see how fucked up that is? Like think about that shit for real. Like the more I keep traveling, man, the more I see like man, major cities are really depressing, honestly. Because the people who were born there and raised there usually don't make it out. And all the glitz and glamour is for the people like me, the people who flew there to have fun for a few days and leave. So like the reality of traveling to this is why I don't like big cities much anymore. The reality of traveling is shitty because all the people that are like serving you, they can't afford to live there. They can't afford to do what you doing. You say you on vacation and they just your servant at this point. Like think about like the reality of it. It's fucked up, man. Like but that's just my perspective. And everybody could have their own perspective. That's just what I see. Um Because like another big misconception, I'll go on this because we're talking about I got on the topic of realities, like the brothels in Prague. For some reason, I don't know. See, and that Mia Khalifa bitch, I watched an interview with her a couple days ago, and she was saying, see, never fucking listen to a woman's sob story ever. Unless you got like some hardcore fucking evidence, like you was there or some shit like that. And even then, like, take it with a grain of fucking salt, man. Because Mia Khalifa, I watched her. I should do a whole video on her. She was being like most whores. What she did, like she, everybody knows Mia Khalifa. She was that little Arabian, whatever the fuck she is. She was sucking dicks, and everybody knows her. And her face on the internet. Well, guess what? See, what every like, and this goes to like the nature of a woman. Like, as long as a woman is winning at being a woman in her gender's class, the world can burn down. She doesn't care. But see, it's the moment when she starts to not completely win anymore. That's when it's all these problems and all this other shit. She did an interview trying to say that women are being sex trafficked and all this stuff into it. Now, there are sex trafficked. People do get. I'm not trying to say people don't get sex trafficked, but she's trying to pull this whole thing like, oh, well, it wasn't my fault because I didn't think that I was valuable to men and blah, blah, blah. Like, the bitch, the only reason all this shit's coming out now is because the bitch rolled in on 30 and the newer models came out and she got kicked out to the curb. Now she's trying to find a husband. Well, guess what? Nobody wants to marry a fucking ex-porn star because you could just Google her name and find her gagging on 3 dicks and 14 guys' sperm on her face. So now she's trying to play a victim card to make up for that and find some fucking chump that'll fall for it. Which there will be a chump who will fall for it. It always happens. It always happens. But like now, I remember I got into a conversation with another guy about brothels in Prague. He said, yeah, there's child prostitution and blah, blah. Man, the hell, no. Like, the girls there, you know what's funny, man? I've been running to a lot of guys lately who are professional Reddit, who got their worldly degree off of Google.com. Like, and they will like rattle off all these random facts. But the weird part is they'll lead you to believe that they actually know what they're talking about because they may say like 1 or 2 words that do make sense, but like the whole way up to it is just really fucked up and off. But they just sit up and read Reddit and Google and think they're this higher level of intelligence, but they've never actually been 15 yards off their front fucking yard in relation to the world. Like, I've been running to a lot of guys like that lately, man. A lot of guys like that lately. It's probably because I've been in Ohio lately, and that's the only thing you can do in Ohio to gain any knowledge. Because most of Ohio people just don't have a lot of courage to go out in the world for real. Maybe that's it. I don't know. Like I said, I bumped to that guy who was going on about child sex slaves and brothels in Prague. Like, man, hell no. Like, I got more than enough friends that I still talk to now. And actually, a good buddy of mine, I talked to. He was texting me while he was walking up to the brothel he worked at. I know that ain't going on over there. That's a worldwide. Okay, them child brothel shits. That the only way that shit can survive is like that's through like some secret shit, because any average dude would beat the shit out of a man for even going for talking anywhere near something like that, especially in a brothel. If that shit came out, you got to go. All right, they've kicked guys out for much less than that. All right, and I watched it. Like, you got to go, but you can't tell. Okay, but these guys, like the people who I run across in Ohio, who are professional Google readers, you can't tell them that shit because they want to believe it because they don't know nothing, but they got to feel like they know something. Like, it's fucked up, man. I don't know. But back to the original topic, Vegas is nah. Vegas is softcore porn. That's just that's my total assessment. Vegas it's softcore porn. And like with softcore porn, you remember when you were like fucking 9 or 12 or 13, the first time you came across nowadays you got smartphone kids are probably getting hold of hardcore porn at fucking young ages now. But when we were young, I'm 33. When I was a kid, I could literally jack off the softcore porn. because it was just like it was unbelievable, you know. But you know, as you grow and you see more shit, then you look back at softcore porn, it's like I'm not excited. But then the fucked up part is, let's say you with like let's say like a buddy of yours, he's just jacking into softcore porn 24 hours a day because that's all he fucking knows. He never went out, you know, and seen anything else. All he knows is softcore porn. So he's just like, why aren't you checking out the softcore porn? This softcore porn is great. Oh, you know what I'm saying? And like for the other population of man, like we've already traveled, you know, 10 more miles down the road. Like, man, no, it's way better other shit out there than this. Like that is just not exciting. I don't know. If anybody even still watching this by now, thank you. Because I feel like this video is really kind of going nowhere. But anyway, then my end conclusion is I would recommend everybody goes at least see Vegas one time. I would recommend that. But to go back again, I couldn't recommend a second trip.